how you catch shit. He's like, you know, you got snow, load, wind, rot, you got all that. He's like, look at the bases of the fucking bugs of the trees. If they're not there, if they're broken, he's like, what a big thing is say you got an oak tree, right? But you got a structure and it's made of maple branches.
Yep.
You know something's bringing it in. He's like, try to be definitive in it. And once you've been doing this so long, brother, forget it. You can.
Well, I mean, I've seen them where they're weaving the branches in and, you know, making mad that it's just too. But, you know, there's the cemetery right down there. So,
where? No, you're good.
And,
oh, on Bard.
Yep. And, it's all pretty much connected, you know. And
oh, yeah.
my sister was telling me that a friend had died. And she quit going there because she felt like
being watched
all the time.
It's because the back of this woods. Now, see that right there? Now.
When I'm walking through it. Oh.
Okay, so that's odd. Okay, because the other day I was here and that wasn't there. Yeah. But what I'm going to look at, I got to look at this really quick. Okay, what I'm...
It looks like toes.
Hold on. This would be toes, okay? Now, what I'm going to show you, see how deep that is?
Yes.
How heavy are you?
I'm about 350.
I'm 200 pounds. I can't get that deep.
Yeah, no shit. No, not at all.
See that? Okay. So now I just ruled it out of being a person, no matter if it's on a trail or not, right? But see this here? This looks like
that side appendage you've been talking about.
That's that side appendage. That's what sets this off from being just a human print.
It's like a whole... I wonder if that's...
It's almost like that's their grabbing.
Well,
but now look at this.
Don't small apes have them for climbing?
It's the way the way the hand or the foot has the flexation in it.
Yep.
Now, if you look here, look right there. See that scuff?
Yeah.
So it would be one...
No shit. Yeah.
To that. Because that's this next scuff.
Yep.
That could possibly be anything. And what happens is if you start to look at that, you can see where it may have hit going up through there. Now, what that means to me is if they come from across the road and they shot up through here, this is their protection. That's where I did the habituation. This is the hill.
Okay.
We hit this hill, you go up over the knoll, there's a structure, all that. But I wait till it gets a little thicker. So their core area is back in that corner.
Okay.
Probably from here to structure, it's about 350 yards. It's just up over that knoll and it flattens out, and that's where I did the habituation. From there, it's offshoot to the right, and that's where I had the encounter where I lost time.
Okay.
Okay? It was all up there, about 1,000 yards up there.
That's kind of fucking strange, dude. I mean, I remember something. I'm glad to see I'm not the only one that has a smoker thing going.
The cough?
I'm glad to see I'm not the only one with the smoker thing going on.
Yeah, the cough. Because I get it, I'm like, I hate it. I sure do.
When you get up here.
But see, it's so open, they probably won't hang here. But I was going to walk up there to see what it was like.
Yeah, like that looks a little more pyramid style.
Yeah. Almost looks like a footprint, but it's too undetermined. It would look like, I think it would look like it was coming this way. Just by the size of the squareness. It's probably old, but see, and then you got some things going down right over there. I'll have to check it out. I just want to go up on the other side by this log. I just look at it as on the way back, it's downhill.
Yeah.
I caught a tree pushover on this side. It's weird because it almost looks like one.
Yep.
And then two. But there
might have been standing there or something.
Well, you know what's keen to me is they say they're in a straight line.
Yep.
They're not like us staggered. They fall straight. That's what I'd, look at, but almost looks like there's another hit right there. Damn bugs.
Yeah, they're fuckers. Like next couple of weeks. Yeah, man. They sure do have the bird's eye view up on these.
On the hill?
Yeah.
Dude, if they sat right here, you could watch.
Get all that wood that's ripped up.
Yeah. Tearing it up. And here's the thing. That's where you look and say, well, where did it all come from?
Yeah, could have fallen the way it looks like it's been gone through, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like you try to match this tree. So you take all the trees in the vicinity and you say, where did that tree, it doesn't match any of these. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
See the bark? Look at that bark.
Yeah.
And then look at the bark on there.
You're right.
I mean, it's just...
It's more like some kind of birch, paper birch.
What are they, mosquitoes, or are they just gnats?
Mayflies.
Man, it's some thick shit in there. Yeah, this is interesting here. I gotta... Like, look at that one pressed up against the tree.
That's all pre-indent, no doubt.
Yeah, like... I try to figure out the most logical solution, where it could have fell from, why, how. I will tell you that this don't belong here.
Yeah, I will agree. Quite honestly, neither does that.
Right.
Or, look at that. That's all the way up. That's the bottom end, and it's how the hell's it going to fall upside down?
Right.
Right,
for sure. This isn't... Ooh, what is that?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're looking at.
Is that a tree? I think that's a stump out there.
Yeah, it probably is. I see the black, though.
But that's how you catch them. That's what they do. And this intrigued me here because it's like they barricade. It's like a constant barricade. And see, something's been rooting around. But I was looking at this branch, like where this came from.
Yeah, they're not falling right.
Right, they're not. It doesn't add up right.
And then, I mean, honestly, look at the way that's up in there and that's wedged in like with
Yeah.
the trees.
Right.
That's just too,
Too perfect.
uh-huh.
It's just weird.
I've never seen anything fall like that.
But well, the key is, where did it fall from?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you got to find out. And I don't see it broken up on these trees.
Having that butt, the trunk being up like that, I just think of a tree falling, and that's not.
Right. Hills like this.
Right.
It's all vantage.
I was just thinking of hearing. You can hear just about anything the way that goes up.
Yeah, from anywhere. But like what I do is, this is my recon time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I see where they're going. Why are they moving there? Why are they not? All that.
Let me ask you this: have you noticed? I saw in one of your videos that you said you can notice that they're more over on this side more. They're being pushed off the top.
A lot of people in the summer will walk that trail. They'll watch that trail, but they tend to come back to this side until late summer, where they head off to meadows.
Okay, no doubt.
Into the deep side. But I've learned.
One time at Meadows Road, I've had some weird stuff taken at that.
Have you?
I went one time in the woods, me and the girlfriend were out there. Finding firewood, and my sister were out the lean-to. And I literally had like in the cabin, looking, there's not a whole lot of firewood by the camp area.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like in an area like this, and There's like a fucking condo. Oh, no shit. Look at the mid-tarsal.
Yeah, you can see it. It's there. And that's in heavy leaf litter.
Yeah, that's got to be one big son of a bitch.
If you look at that compared to mine, it's a good 4 inches bigger. And it almost looks like it has that.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? Like that could have jabbed in there a little bit.
Right, like that offshoot. It don't look like a double bear step. It's too big.
So when you get those like in a field or something, they must really be pronounced.
When you get them in the good mud, you will see that appendage. I'm the only one getting that. Yeah, I've talked to people across America, New Jersey, Texas. I've talked to maybe 2 people that have seen that extra appendage. I don't know what it is or why, but they ask if they have opposable or non-opposable thumbs. Maybe it could be their hand, but that's one big hand.
No, that's got to be.
That's a foot.
It looks thin and it looks.
Right. It looks longer than like a hand.
Looks like what a print should look like, really.
This is their access, man. What you do?
You know what kind it is, right?
Yep.
Just well, apparently, some of their family were on a real foggy night. And right through the swamp area there, one came out in front of them, walked in front of their car.
Now, see, you can't really say that's anything, but what I'm looking at, the crash, it broke that stick.
Right there, 3 places.
Right. Hey, that's my ankle. That's weird. It's like boom. That's what it looked like it did, but you never know. It's all speculation almost. But once you start doing it, you pick it out.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an educated guess. It's speculation, but
once I could take you to an area where there's no Bigfoot sign. We won't find no structures. We won't find no prints. We won't get any AKA blob squatches on film. I take you to a Bigfoot area, and you start finding all of the above. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So there's
places where they won't freak.
Yeah. Once you see one, people know. You can't erase that.
No, you can't. When I was 7 years old, when I saw this thing, I can still remember the sun was behind us. Like this time of night, you know? And I can still remember the way it stood there. My uncles, I'm 6'3".
Right.
My uncles were like 6'5", 6'9". My grandpa, they're big motherfuckers.
Big, yeah.
Well, I'm standing and I hear a crack, and we had goats, and I was whipping one of the fucking billy goats.
Yeah, no, sure.
Turn around, and I just remember seeing, it would be like you got the Slim Jim silhouette, put it there, but you could see the waving hair, and it was a brownish hair, but as the sun shone through it, it looked like it had a red halo aura around it.
Yeah.
With the hair and stuff, and I knew immediately it was Bigfoot. $6 Million Man was out. I don't think I'd seen Star Wars or anything yet, but I knew.
Right, it was about that time frame.
Yeah, it was out, and I went running to my uncles knew something was up, but they couldn't find anything, and they're like, you saw a big black guy from the Job Corps. I grew up in Buffalo.
Right.
Black people were.
Yeah. No,
it was not
Right, for sure.
I just remember that. Like it was burned into my head. 7 years old, I can't remember hardly anything. But.
So, do you remember watching the video, kind of where we came across right there, where Troy and us had that situation over there where the tracks disappeared?
Yeah.
That's where it was, right off that hill, come across that valley, and up this valley. And they disappeared. And who's walking? Nobody's walking this. You have a hard time when it's dry.
No, that's a big, long walk. And plus, like, think about it. Who wants to be out here in this? You're kind of nutty for being here.
Right.
Most guys would not stand out here and get chewed up.
Right. We are, too. We really are getting smithereens. But once they calm down, we take longer walks. But what I do is I do these little evasive, there's some deer poop, these little evasive trips into the woods. And I'll pick little sections. And I'll just see if one had come through or two. By the looks of it, they're starting to come back in. And it looks like they're coming from the creek area that way. So what I'm wondering is if they come down across Bard, hit the creek, and start moving up this direction. I'm not really sure, but once you start getting more definitive, and then you start catching them on film, you're like, all right, now I know they're back. But once I make them deeper trips, You know, not like today.
One thing I've noticed since we've been up here too, like in this area, there's no wild onions. You see all the dogwood around?
Yep.
But you don't see any leaves.
Yep.
I guarantee they're probably hanging out someplace where there's a ton of them right now.
To eat.
You know?
Yeah.
Stocking up on that.
And that's the thing. We got to find that. Look at this, old tin cans.
Yeah, for you, this would be a fun. You probably love going to those old dumps.
Yeah. Well, I used to metal detect like crazy, brother.
That's what I was saying.
That's what got me into this. People
Find
are
those old Coke cans that are nuts.
Oh, dude, we used to find some coins, brother. Some medallions. Unreal stuff.
Well, I don't thought that, you know, how many people die with a stash of gold and silver out back that nobody knows about.
For sure. See, like this stands out to me. This is odd. This mound. Somebody did this. If you look at the layout, there's nothing like this anywhere, and you've got this mound dug out with a trench along the side of it. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
It could have been like a hole in there.
I mean, it could have been the farmers back in the day. It could have been Bigfoot. I don't know, but it's obviously old, and that's where they say that the mound builders could have had burial grounds.
Well, I know where there's a ton of those.
Mounds?
Yeah, I know where there's right across from Surefine. There's one actually very big. You can see it great in the fall. But
those were dug out of there in 92?
You probably read where they have the story up at Chautauqua about they actually have two statues in the Randolph Library.
Yep.
They found a 9-foot and like a 7-foot female, and then there's another one they found in Lilydale.
That's interesting. Okay, keep talking.
A council. They were all sitting in the mound in a council, like a council meeting, all like
talking,
cross-legged, and another one in Tonawanda where they were pulling out ribs and the skull would sit over somebody's head and the rib would go around together.
Yeah. See, now this is what I would call, once I look at this, we call these gates. And usually they are the southernmost or northernmost or easternmost or westernmost side. So I'm going to look at this and try to point some things out.
So when they put this up, it's kind of like just
a barrier.
Yeah.
This would be their, don't go that way either, you know what I mean? This is our farthest zone, or for humans or whatever. So we're going to break this down while you're with me.
Don't let me forget, because there's a stone in the crotch of that tree down there we got to check out when we go down.
Okay. See, I was looking at that one too, but now this one intrigued me because that is completely stuffed.
Yeah, that's shoved down in there.
That's shoved. As you guys can see, that is completely shoved between two trees. Now, this is how we break this down. You see the butt end of this tree? Mm-hmm. Okay. Look at the ground.
No, I don't see one.
There's no root base. There's nothing that came up out of there. So, you know, even this here, this was placed here because I don't know, it didn't come from anywhere.
No, look at the way it fell, really. Look,
right,
you have to shove it up in there.
Right, you'd have to do that. So this is awkward. I don't see anybody camping here.
No. Check that out.
The Y, right?
Yep, you're not allowed to camp in here. No fires anyway. You wouldn't want to be up here.
This really is interesting, though. And you see the Y right there, guys. You can check that out. That is completely...
And then it's got the lean right there, too. That's kind of, you know...
That's hard to do.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't care...
You'd have to be super tall and shoving it down. I mean, I don't see any branches broken off of there, but...
Right.
I mean, still, you've got all the branches to contend with over here.
It's
Pick
weird.
That thing up and shove it in there, yeah.
I don't care where it came from. If it came off a top, if it came off a bottom...
No, they wouldn't fall in there like that.
It wouldn't fall like that. But here's the thing. Even if it did fall like that, right? The chances of it doing it over and over, it becomes unreal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's got to be...
It's something.
You're absolutely right there.
You know, a lot of guys, and why are we finding them all across the United States like that?
No, you're right. And like Les Stroud said, some of the stuff that you saw out there, you know, when you're seeing that, he sees the same thing over and over again.
Yes, over and over, and it's like, why?
What really got me is when he came out and admitted to hair in the mind speech. That's one of the only things
You question.
Yeah.
If you spend enough time, it'll happen to you.
Yeah, but it's not that I question it at all. I mean, I bet you, I don't think he's a liar. It just blows my mind. You know what I mean?
I could tell you stories. We could sit around a campfire for days.
But I'll tell you what, I had a couple of weird dreams back. And it was like after we moved out of my parents' house, where I grew up at.
Uh-huh.
All right, and they're probably chewing now.
I was just gonna say.
But it was like after I moved out and I put one up there, and I get these dreams of me and family behind my house.
And which house was this?
And it happened like for maybe 3 months straight. Makes me kind of wonder if there wasn't something missing me, you know?
Yep.
Of course, back when it was happening, I didn't have as much information as I do now.
Right. Yeah, this rock's been placed here some time ago.
That's odd, isn't it? Yeah, that could have been put by anything. It's growing right in there.
Long time ago, though. Look how big this tree is.
Yeah, look at how that grew right down.
That's a good 100 years. Easy.
Boom.
Good 100 years. We couldn't do it. We couldn't survive like they do. We struggle.
Without any potential.
Why do you think we came out of the woods, thousands of years ago? To build civilizations.
Yeah, it's weird, you know. And then just think of the weather they endure.
Yeah,
And I kind of got to wonder if the reason, back when I was younger, growing up, when I could walk in the woods. We didn't have bears, coyotes, cougars.
We really don't have a lot of bear up here.
No, but
It's just hit and miss.
Yeah.
But when you see one, it gets put on the news.
But we have coyotes, and I've seen a couple cougars. So, and you said you had the pigs.
The boars, and I turned them into them. Here's the thing. I had the cameras up, got a picture of the boars.
Mm-hmm.
It was all good. The minute I start getting pictures of Bigfoot, I can't have them on state land.
Yeah,
Bingo.
and you already showed them. Don't check.
Yep. Come on now.
Yeah, there's a lot. You can't tell me that they don't know they're here, but
They've had enough reports from people, but when people start taking a logical look at it all the time, me and a fan base that I get, and people around the world, they start to get pissed.
I'll tell you what. Here's what the DEC